While we play video games.
That's just beautiful.
Yeah.
You missed the beginning of that.
You
one.
did, because he didn't hit record.
No,
it's
sorry.
Right. It's his fault, not yours.
I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. I can only apologise. So
be ashamed of who you are.
I'm sorry.
Good.
The cone of shame. So this one I don't think will be as long because we probably didn't miss as much.
No. But it's what we missed in video games. If you haven't picked up on that.
So where do we want to start?
With a biscuit.
We'll have a biscuit. That's rather there. I want to start with Spider-Man. That is a fantastic game. It's the one game that I platinumed. And it's the one game that I want to go and... I'm as a gamer, I'm very much averse to a lot of challenge. Mm-hmm. This is the one game that I want to go 100%. So I'm going to go the ultra difficult one and the new game plus. I'm doing them at the same time.
So it's definitely worth playing.
It is fantastic.
Because the web swinging is like Spider-Man 2, isn't it?
Yeah. But I think it's even better than Spider-Man 2.
Better than Spider-Man 2.
The intricacies of like the combat, the story is just really, really tight. And they do a very good job of making you empathise for a lot of these characters. The twists and the turns that they take in it is just very, very good. You could tell that a large part of it was developed at the time of the 2016 US elections.
How do you mean?
Because you know how Trump had like a very signature way that he did his election campaign?
Yeah. They
used that for Norman Osborn. So the parallel here is that in this world, Norman Osborn is basically Donald Trump.
Political commentary.
I don't think they meant it as intentional.
Donald Trump would make quite a good Green Goblin, though.
He's actually... They do a parody of him in one of the Deadpool comics.
They
call him Gump. And...
Gumpy.
But yeah, if you... It's one of those games that I reckon... If you remotely enjoy the character of Spider-Man, play that game. I don't want to spoil it for anybody because it's just such a pure experience playing that game.
Is it like the other Spider-Man games? The one thing I mainly remember about Spider-Man 2 was you'd be running around and then suddenly you would hear a cry for help and then you have to go help that little person. So just okay. So the gameplay's quite organic with it being the open world. Yeah,
and you've got like. There's missions where you have to run around taking photos of stuff. There is Taskmaster missions. So it's one of those games...
Do you have to deliver lots of pizzas in an unfair time limit?
There's no pizza deliveries. There's no chasing after balloons. But they do make reference to both of those.
Hey!
As like little trophies that you get.
That's all right then.
So there's like backpacks. This isn't a spoiler. They've got backpacks around the city.
No, it's a different franchise, I think you'll find.
And...
Backpack. It's Batman.
Well, also spoilers a character in Batman comics, but anyway, they've got like there's like one of them where you find this backpack and it's got like a picture that this little girl drew you after you saved her balloon.
Oh,
and then I think there's another reference to like, oh yeah, this is the pizzeria that I used to deliver stuff for. So it's just like they're very sweet references to like. The whole of
Spider-Man's always been a bit more fun as well. He's I always used to quite enjoy the Spider-Man comics because he was a bit more wisecracking, a bit more fun, a bit more.
But there's also plenty of angst in there as well. There's this nice mix, and Stan Lee has a cameo in there.
Yay!
And his cameo is basically Do you want me to tell you the cameo? Or do you want me to
no.
The cameo is basically He's the restaurant owner of this place that him and MJ used to go to all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And he has this, like, it's just him and, as he's leaving, like, MJ's leaving one day, and Stan Lee just goes, oh, it's good to see you two all together. I thought you two you worked well together. It's nice. And it's just...
Aww. Ah,
It's just very sweet and wholesome.
is he all old and wizened?
Yeah.
Like in real life?
It's just,
Yay.
it's beautiful. I love it.
No.
I think in terms of like just games, it's one of my favorite games that I've ever played.
Okay, that's good. That's interesting.
And considering I'm such a fan of Mass Effect,
Yeah.
that says a lot. It's like one of the just my favorite. I played all the DLC in like 2 days.
Yeah.
Like, this is mine. I want it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Anything else you want to talk about?
Just Cause 4 came out.
Okay.
Have you played it?
No, I've never played any of them.
Ah, really?
No, I know you can do a lot of stuff just cause.
Yeah. I mean, Glover and I were talking about it last time on the show. I think it was Just Cause 3. I was quite excited for Just Cause 4, and after playing it, I don't know why it came out. When everything in it could have very easily been just DLC for Just Cause 3.
I was surprised. I to be honest, I don't follow the video game circuit that much, but when they said Just Cause 4 came out, I'm like, didn't Just Cause 3 come out? It was very, very quick.
It felt bizarre as well because there was such a long gap between 1 and 2, and then 2 and 3 I think was even longer. And then suddenly Just Cause 4 came out, and it was a bit bizarre. But it was quite clearly using the same engine and assets from the third one, and they just basically rebuilt it.
Yeah.
I think it does have a bigger world. I think it is a bigger map. But again, it's the sort of map where you're just going around, and all I could feel while I was flying around in that wingsuit was going, I kind of want to just go back to Just Cause 3 because like the only stuff that was worth noting were the different things that you could do with balloons and that sort of thing. But it was, again, there was just a little bit of extra weaponry that could have been put in the third one without any bother, really.
Yeah. What else was there? Do you play Red Dead Redemption?
I have not actually played Red Dead 2 yet.
I haven't played any of them, so
I played
doing
Red
a very
Dead.
good job today.
I know. I played Red Dead a long time ago, and I really enjoyed Red Dead. And from all accounts, Red Dead 2 is even better.
Yeah.
But it's the sort of thing I'm gonna have to really put a lot of time in to get invested in. I'm gonna have to have about a week off and then just ride around on a horse for a week.
That's the problem with I found with like a lot of RPGs is the amount of time you have to sink into to them to have a lot of fun.
I just haven't had that time in my life right now to actually play.
Yeah. One thing I want to bring up, nobody, like literally maybe 2 people might find this interesting. Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO. They're releasing a new expansion where you continue the fight with the Sith and the Jedi, and I'm very excited about that. Because I've spent about the better part of about 5 years playing that game, on and off. I've completed. This is going to sound. Anybody who's played an MMORPG, you're going to be aware when I say I've played 8 hours. I've played all 8 storylines of that, and they're all different. That's about a lot of hours sank into like 8 different characters, and then I've continued one on through the other ones. So there's about far too many hours than I'd like to admit sank into that game. So I have a lot invested in that one. Talking of Star Wars, we're getting a new Star Wars game.
Are we?
Yeah, Fallen Order. It's basically there's a Jedi on the run.
Okay.
Played by Cameron Monaghan, who was the Joker in Gotham.
Oh, okay.
Mocapped and everything by him. And they released the first trailer for that one at Celebration. I'm very much looking forward.
Is it looking good?
It is looking phenomenal. It's a very pretty looking game. Apparently it's open world.
An open world Star Wars game?
Yeah.
What console? Is it PC and everything?
PlayStation 4, Xbox, all of them. From the look of it, it's the first one that you really get a good look at the story.
Alright.
Battlefront 2 had a little bit of story, but that was mostly like introducing you to the mechanics of the world and how you play things. This one, it's the thing that's with Star Wars, any piece of story, like anything like a book, a comic book, TV show, they're all canon.
Yeah.
So they all have to work extra hard to make things better. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Okay.
That comes out in December, and I can't wait. I'm gonna be very
There's
broken.
a little excited Ewan.
Yes, I'm trying very hard to maintain my excitement. I think that's about it in terms of that.
I can't really name any other video games off the top of my head that I missed.
I mean, I want to briefly talk about Mass Effect Andromeda. How much are you aware of the controversy surrounding Mass Effect Andromeda?
I know nothing about Mass Effect other than there is effect and it happened at Mass.
Mass Effect Andromeda came out, I think, 2 years ago. Just over 2 years ago. And at launch, it had a lot of bugs. Mm-hmm. I got the game when it didn't have any bugs.
Yep.
Or the bugs were lessened. And basically everybody was saying it was horrible, it was disgusting, it was a Mass Effect 1 reboot. I'm like, yeah, because you can't retell Mass Effect 3. Spoilers for the way that game ended. It has 3 different endings. There's no way it's going to cater to everybody. Mass Effect, I was talking about it with one of our friends the other day. Mm-hmm. Mass Effect, the original trilogy, does a very good job of getting you to feel like a soldier in a war. This one does a very good job of you're an explorer.
Okay.
Like, you're just driving around and you see, like, a giant animal flying overhead, and you're like, that's amazing. The attention to detail in this thing is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just a good game, and give it a chance. I think it had a lot of unfair criticism.
Okay.
Personally.
Yeah. You still a fan of it?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. I think if someone like you was to come on as a complete layman, I'd say start with Mass Effect Andromeda.
Start with it?
Yeah, because it's a perfect jumping off point. Because if you play Mass Effect 1 now,
okay,
the gameplay for that is awful.
Right.
Because I've played that game again recently. I did a whole playthrough of the entire series. Mass Effect 1, the one redeeming factor of that game is the story. Everything else about it is buggy, it's boring, and you're literally only playing it so you can get to Mass Effect 2.
Okay.
Which is, by everybody's account, is the best Mass Effect game.
And do you agree with that?
Yes. I love... I came to Mass Effect late.
Yeah.
So I came after the whole different story endings DLC. I'm like, okay, well, I want to see for myself. I think some of my favourite moments in the series are in Mass Effect 3 because they're funny. And it has this deep understanding of who these characters are. Like, basically, there's one character that you got in Mass Effect 2 called Grunt, who's this cloned. He's like a grown Krogan. Krogan are basically like Vikings, but they're just from outer space. And he's basically, for this one section, he's a frat boy. And he's crashed a police car, he's crashed it into a noodle shop, and he's just eating noodles. And you have to bail him out from the police, and you're just like, why am I doing this? But that is just indicative of who these characters are.
Alright.
And you get, one of my favourite moments in this one is there's another, I love Krogan. If you don't, Krogan are like grumpy old men who love a fight. That's why I love them.
Me.
And one of them's about 1,000 years old in this game, and he's just like, so what are you doing here, kid? And then there's just like this other character who's like, I'm not a kid, I'm like in my 30s. And I'm like, you're a kid to me, I'm 1,000 years old. I'm like, that one little character detail, I was like, that's why I love this game. But yeah, I'm not going to gush about Mass Effect anymore. I'm getting very... I'm repeating myself.
You're gushing.
Yeah. I think that's it, really. I don't think there's anything else we want to talk about.
No, I don't think so.
Any games that are on your radar?
Nothing that I'm really hyped for, no. Nothing that I can think of.
We'll probably get a little bit at E3, which is next month, I think.
It's tomorrow!
I wish. But I think from that one, we're probably going to get some more stuff, and we will see. But there wasn't a lot in terms of video games, or at least not that we care about.
No, not a huge amount.
So, you're going to hate this again, aren't you? If you like what we do here on the channel, like, share, subscribe, give us a comment down below what we missed, what you're looking forward to, as Dan has a biscuit, Are we? Well, this is different.
Biscuit man, it went
Well,
away.
bye.